Before joining Karan's coaching, I almost applied for 1,000 jobs and I got zero reply from any of it. I got in 2 interviews in the first week of applying itself. For the first few months, I was getting interviews and I was getting rejected in the first round itself. Finally, getting the interviews. I'm on the seventh heaven. That kind of feeling actually. I'm very, very happy, man. Everyone around me is happy. Like my
Hey Anand, how are you doing?
good. Yourself, see?
Very good, very good. Thank you so much. And congratulations on securing not one, but two very hot job offers and then choosing one out of them, which is definitely what was needed.
Thank you.
But yeah, really, really massive congratulations to you for having made it to this point. We've been with you throughout your journey and we have seen your hard work and the way you have been dealing with hurdles and setbacks. And from your experience to begin with, you don't have a natural data background, right? You don't come from a data background in terms of,
Yeah.
academia, but like how did you really land into this?
First of all, like I'm really thankful and grateful for you guys because it wouldn't have happened without you. Initially, I was following Karan for a very long period, and I used to see his Instagram stories and all where he posts this his mentees getting landing jobs, and also the same time he is also posting where they're getting rejections and other things. All simultaneously, I was also following other career coaches in the UK, but the one thing which differentiated you guys from them is that you are also you guys are very transparent, also sharing the rejections and the failure that the mentees are going through at the same time. So before joining Karan's coaching, I almost applied for 1,000 jobs and I got zero reply from any of it. So Karan made it very clear to me that it is very difficult to get into a financial analyst position or a business analyst position. So as you are having a basic analytical background, so I worked as a junior analyst in India. So as you're having basic analytical background and some of the expertise in the software which is used in the field, you can actually aim for the data analyst positions. So after that, you guys made a program for me which comprised of if I'm sure if it's 6 weeks. You were not teaching me any software or any tools. You were actually teaching me the logic. How does it work? What should be the mindset you should have, and how you should think analytically, what should be the problem solving skills, how the schemas, the whole database ecosystem. You were teaching me how the process work, not how to do a particular thing there. So I think that really helped me a lot because I was having a very limited knowledge about just the software. So if they ask me to do something, I can just do the one thing which they asked me, but I couldn't do anything further, or I couldn't input anything from my side. So after the coaching session, I was pretty confident that I can input something from my side. I can understand what the problem will be. I can analyze it. I can as you have taught me, like the four ways of analysis: descriptive, diagnostic, all those things.
Yeah.
So I used to write it down. Every we used to send me different data sets every week and ask me to build dashboards and analyze it.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the techniques which you have taught me, I was able to do it, and I used to present it every week, and it was very bad at the first weeks, initial weeks, and I think I got improved with the time.
I think you raised a very good point over here. A lot of students from back home, they will have hardcore technical skills which you already had, like
Tools, platforms. Yeah.
tools and platform you already do, and we don't teach tools and platform in our data bootcamp. So a lot of time people will face problem solving mindset, on storytelling, on
Yeah,
business acumen, on commercial
Yeah.
knowledge of having communicating that data set to the stakeholders. Our proposition is not to teach you guys how to learn Power BI. You can easily
yeah,
learn it through YouTube, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
And the
100%.
main problem currently right now in the market is how to communicate that data set.
Yeah.
How do you do storytelling?
Yeah, actually, with the tools, I was only able to build some dashboards or build some charts, which so I can only give the dashboard to the whoever it is. Like I didn't face it in the real world, but I am pretty sure I wasn't able to explain what I've analyzed. But with the data bootcamp, I was able to explain it. I was able to predict what might be the problems, and I was able to explain what could have caused these issues and things like that. That was a very productive 6 weeks of my life.
Thank you for sharing that. And how do you feel now after getting two offers?
Yeah, I'm very, I mean, like very happy, man. Everyone around me is happy. Like my parents really happy. They, I mean, so every time, like I call them, I say that I got a rejection. They will be like, they will say me, it's okay. But I know deep down inside, they will be sad. Like, why is he in the making it? So now they are really happy.
No, I can see that happiness on your face, and I'm sure your parents must be very proud of you as well.
100%, man. Yeah, think so.
Do you want to also share a bit about your interview journey? Because I know we have had some setbacks.
The interview journey wasn't easy. It was a lot of ups and downs. And initially, after the boot camps, I started applying, and in the first week itself, I got two interviews actually,
Yeah.
and obviously I didn't get it. And for the first few months, I was getting interviews, and I was getting rejected in the first round itself. But after that, I used to get into the second round, third round, and uh, by the time goes, I was getting into final round with only one other candidate with me and all. So it was a steady growth actually from recruiter levels to first round, second round to the final rounds, and finally getting the interviews. And there, I mean, there was a lot of interviews which I feel like I performed very very well, and I got the rejection, which actually made me very very sad and down.
And for anyone who is looking to get into the data field, because it's quite lucrative, right? There are lots of jobs, it pays
Yeah.
well, and all that. Anyone who does not come traditionally from a data background, having done MSc analytics or masters of some kind of that's related to data or analytics, what would be your um, what 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 clarity you can bring to that person or to yourself 1 year back when you were not a data expert as such? How can one feel encouraged to get into the data when they are actually not coming from a clear, dedicated data route as such?
What I'll say is like it's not the softwares or the tools that you should focus on. I'm not saying that it's not important, but it's a very I'm not saying that it's not important, but it's more about the logic, and it's more about your problem solving skills, or more about how you understand the process, how your thinking capacity can help the business. That's
Mhm.
where the employees are looking. I mean, that's what the employees are looking for. They can actually, in this era, they can build a dashboard with AI. They can actually
Yeah.
analyze a data set with AI. Can do uh, pretty much everything with other softwares. But human capacity of thinking, that's what they are looking for. So
Thereafter. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
No, I think
So
that's a very good point. You need problem solving, strategic thinking, and those kind of things to really make space for yourself in the industry.
yeah.
Lovely.
So yeah, that's what basically I want to say.
Cool, cool, cool.
Can you please also share like about applying jobs? Were you reaching out to hiring managers on emails, or were you just applying for the jobs with your CV?
For 99% of the jobs I applied through LinkedIn. I made sure that I apply within 24 hours. If not,
Yes.
I made sure I apply within 24 hours, or else I put the 7 days filter and
Mhm.
apply for the jobs which is within 2 days period. So for there have been instances where I reached to one or two uh, managers in the through LinkedIn, but I never got any reply from that. They just ghosted me. But all the interviews which I got was from LinkedIn, which I applied with my only CV. Yeah.
Yeah. So we never ask you to, beautify your LinkedIn or reaching out
No.
to hiring managers for every job, reach out to 5, 10 people, right?
Yeah, Absolutely. I've never edited my CV. It's the same CV which you guys made me do it for the first time when we are starting applying for the jobs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The reason why I'm asking is because the data market is huge. There are plenty of jobs online every day, new
Yeah.
jobs. So you don't need to change your CV. And we have never asked you to check your ATS score
No.
because, again, ATS score is a whole new topic which I can speak about. But just wanted to clear to everyone who is applying that you don't need to check ATS score for every job that you are applying. And do you want to share a bit more about the final interview rounds?
I had like three interviews straight in a week. One with it was a Tuesday, and one with which I've accepted, and there was one with which is a ad agency, I guess. So I had a initial chat with the I mean video chat with the uh, head of analytics and one more employee. So they asked me to do a Excel task, and I presented to them, and it took some time for them to get back to me. And after, I think after 3 weeks, they got back to me and they asked me if I can come to their office in Chertsey, and which I went there, and there were four panelists, and they were scrutinizing my CV, asking a lot of questions about my task and how I will present myself, and how confident I am to do the work which is mentioned in the job description. So as we had a very detailed chat about it, and as we have had a uh, as you guys made me have a very good idea about what I'll be doing, and so I was really confident in the answers which I was giving. I wasn't stuttering. So I think that was something which that made them impress actually, because usually before those interviews I I used to stutter a lot when I am missing out. I used to panic, things like that. But after in the last two interviews with which I've got offered, I personally feel like I was very confident. I was giving my answers very confidently, and there was a lot of preparation in the background. Okay, so that's how it went with. And the one with, it was a very friendly, very nice conversation with the head and manager, head of analytics and manager, and they were giving me scenario based questions about the tools, about how a data, I mean, like they were asking about my experience, how I have used the tools which they want to use, and uh, what will be my experience, what my values are. So I feel like the companies here, they prioritize the company culture, values.
Thank you for sharing that. And do you want to share a bit about your timeline?
I still got 12 months left on my visa.
Okay, okay, decent.
Exactly 12 months left on my visa, and it took me 9 months, almost 10 months to land an offer after joining you guys.
Yeah,
And like as you always say in your Instagram story, it's not a very short process or anything. It takes time. Yeah.
yeah. And
So
what advice would you give to someone who wants to join our coaching and who is still thinking about it?
if anyone is hesitant to join the coaching, because if you guys feel it is expensive, or you guys have to sacrifice something like your work or anything, like for example, like 99% of the students coming to abroad have a financial burden on them.
Yeah,
So I know that I personally can vouch for that. I couldn't sacrifice my work because I had
yeah,
to pay my loan back,
yeah,
support my family. So, but if you really want to do it, you can do it. Like you can wake up at 5 o'clock or do 2 hours of practice or something. You can sacrifice something else for that. And also, when you think about money, I will say it's not cheap, but when you think about
yeah.
it's reasonably priced, and when you think about the return you are getting, I think that should be the one you should be thinking about. It's not you're not buying a product. It's you're building your own career actually.
For me, Anand has been particularly an interesting person to work with because he would always show up with a smile on his face, no matter if it's start of the journey when he's just listening and trying to make sense of things, or when he has learned things and he's practicing, or when he's actually going through job interviews and getting so-called rejections and all that. I never saw Anand struggling emotionally, at least on the surface, which I think is a superpower in a way. So, that's my kind of just general feedback on your journey, Anand, which I think, like, everyone who is successful, from our mentees, I feel there is always like at least one big reason why that happens. And in your case, I think it was the character that you showed up with every single time. Is there anything is there anything from your point of view on this front you would like to mention?
I mean, like there have been instances where I doubted myself, but I
Mhm.
knew at the end of the day, like I have to perform, and there is no other way out. So I'll keep that aside, work more. That there's a thing, try harder and fail harder, fail more. That's the thing. Yeah, basically, when you know that there's no one coming to save you, you have to save yourself. You perform. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Anand, and wish you all the best for your new role. And I'm sure this journey obviously has just started for you. And yeah, wish you all the best.
Thank you.